Hey, Phobos, sisters, brothers, and others, I'm Jinx.
I'm clueless.
This is Sisters of the Macabre.
On classic literature.
No. No. Although fucking your roommate telling us to get on Patreon and then just have him dirty talk to me on a fucking episode. Oh my god.
He does have the voice for it.
He does, but it's also mine. So.
You don't want to be debauched in front of a bunch of people?
I mean, I don't care about me personally, but I don't want to share him.
Possessive.
That's the point. I don't want to share his voice, it's mine. Look, I already have to share it with the D&D group, okay? That's enough.
Oh wait, we had him first. Not in that way.
Yeah, but you guys are the ones who introduced him to me, so that's on you.
No.
Yes.
Other way around.
No. You guys are the ones who introduced him to me.
Dude, he's been okay, not doing that shit specifically, but similar shit. You just took him out of the shell.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah. We
He used to be
appreciate you.
so shy. I like that I've, been able to help him with that, cuz I noticed the difference. Like, he used to be so shy, would barely talk to me, but now as he's gotten more used to the flirting and everything and gotten more comfortable, he's just does it all the time now, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, hi."
Hello.
I'll turn on my camera, but my light's not on, so you won't see shit.
I thought you were gonna say I'm shirtless, like
Slutty clavicles!
your slutty clavicles. Get that shit off the screen. Get that shit off my screen.
They're not on the screen. I'm wearing a shirt.
A likely story.
Oh yeah, you can't really see, but it says Martini Mates. See? You can see now.
Yeah. I'm wearing a shirt with a cat eating ramen.
Yum.
Yum.
I'm cat sitting, or I'm pet sitting for my sisters. And they're coming back today, but their cat, when I walked in, I couldn't find him, and I was like, where the heck is he? Then, after searching the entire house, I find him just laying on the floor. I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks, bud.
Nice rug.
Yeah. So obviously I take care of him, make sure he's got food and water. I take care of the guinea pigs. Excuse me, the guinea pigs, make sure they have food and water. Take the usual video, make sure that everybody sees them. Anyway, today we're gonna be doing some creepypastas.
Yes. Gonna tell each other scary stories that either creeped us out at one point or was creepy. Scary.
Yeah. It's time for the spoops. Oh, before we start, I wanted to tell you something. So remember how I told you that I had talked to a friend of mine and he said he really liked your Harpies versus Furies episode?
Yes. I was happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah. This dude is the sweetest fucking thing on the planet. Just completely unprompted. He had asked me, about the podcast and, just some particulars. And so I was talking to him. And he straight up said, and this is like almost word for word, I'm glad you found Q.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Because like we were talking about like back how it was back in 2021, and then how it was really hard for me to just do it by myself when Snacks couldn't. And so I fell off of it. And then, I told him the story about how you wanted to, and we kind of started talking about it again, and then Snacks joined in, and then Snacks left, which again, completely fine, whatever. But um yeah, his words were, "I'm glad you found cute," because it's very natural. It's like we're hanging out and like just having fun and learning instead of, it just being a point blank period,
Point A to
straight
point
shot.
B, nothing else
Yeah.
between. Instead, we have our ADHD moments where we tangent, branch off. It's like, holy shit, where were we? Okay, follow the branch back to the path. Okay, going forth and then looping and fuck.
Yeah. And so, yeah, he was telling me that he really likes that I found you and that we do this together because it makes him feel like we're hanging out and teaching him something at the same time. He straight up said to me that sometimes when he gets off of work, he kind of needs to wind down a little bit. So he'll pop on one of our episodes and just listen and learn something while he's just kind of hanging out and having a good time. He's de stressing with us.
He
That is the
sometimes
sweetest thing.
sometimes we're recording right after the workday, huh? So yeah, also de-stressing sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hell, remember that there was that one episode when I was having an anxiety attack on the way home because of how bad traffic was. And then we went
Oof.
from I went from having the anxiety attack to just a couple minutes later, we're on recording and we're laughing our ass off. So, this is my de-stressor too. This is so much fun for me too. And so I was like, that unprompted validation was really sweet. It was really nice. And actually, when I was leaving that store that day, he had actually like turned on Night Witches, the
Oh
episode you
fuck
did on Night
yes.
Witches. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, no, I'm excited to learn about this one and hear about this one." Because even you in the episode were saying that you wanted to learn, like, teach me. I was like, you are listening. Not that I doubted it in any way, but he's awesome. And actually, I mentioned him in the episode that's getting released May 18th, and I told him
Mhm.
that. Yeah, I told him that because that's the Sirens, Nixies, Rusalka, and Kelpies. And I had mentioned him just briefly, said he was a great guy, sweetheart, and I loved him. And that's obviously still going on. I also told him that if he ever wants to join us, he can.
Yes. Join us.
Yes. Sorry. On to
ADHD strikes again.
creepypastas. Yeah, ADHD will never not strike. But you know what? It's only been 13 minutes and I'm gonna keep most of this in, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway,
Okay.
take it away, Q. Give us the spoops.
Okay, so this creepypasta, I remember I was up late at night as one typically finds themselves on a school night. Typical night.
ADHD.
Wait, you cut out what?
ADHD.
Yes, as is wont to happen. And I stumbled across this story. I thought that it was nice and creepy and also kind of just like if I ever found myself in the situation, I would do the exact same shit.
Fair enough.
And it's just like at the time I didn't realize it was a creepypasta, so I thought that it was like either just like, a short story or like it was based on real events, and it's just like the way that it was set up, it kind of gives that feel to it, kind of like the Russian sleep experiment.
Right. Yeah, and mine's actually based on true stories too, so again.
Fuck. It was like
Sorry.
it creeped me out because there was an element to it that kind of lent itself to this could happen. And that's creepy.
Yeah.
And this story is called Where Bad Kids Go.
That's concerning.
Yeah. All right. So, Where Bad Kids Go. I must have been 6 or 7 when I lived in Lebanon. The country was ravaged by war at the time, and murders were common and frequent. I remember during a particularly vicious era when the bombings rarely stopped, I would stay at home sitting in front of my television watching a very, very strange show. It was a kids' show that lasted about 30 minutes and contained strange and sinister images. To this day, I believe it was a thinly veiled attempt on the part of the media to use scare tactics to keep kids in place. Because the moral of every episode revolved around very uptight ideologies.
Eek.
Stuff like bad kids stay up late, bad kids have their hands under the covers when they sleep, and bad kids steal food from the fridge at night.
So you
I
can't
sleep
stay
with,
up late, you can't have an itch on your leg, and you can't eat late.
I sleep with my hands under the covers. Jesus, I didn't realize I was a bad kid.
That's more for like trying to prevent masturbation.
6 or 7.
Yeah, but that's what it was, is to keep you from touching yourself, basically. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to feel themselves. Feel themselves.
I'm feeling myself. We're spending too much time together, dude.
Continuing on. Okay. It was really weird, and in Arabic to top it off. I didn't understand much of it, but for the most part, the images were very graphic and comprehensive. The thing that stuck with me the most, however, was the closing scene. It remained much the same in every episode. The camera would zoom in on an old, rusted, closed door. As they got closer to the door, strange and sometimes even agonizing screams would become more audible. It was extremely frightening, especially for children's programming. Then, text would appear on screen, in Arabic reading. That's where bad kids go. Eventually, both the image and the sound would fade out, and that would be the end of the episode. Yeah. I didn't like that very much hearing about it.
Wait, is that the whole thing?
Not the whole thing, not the whole thing. It's
Okay,
almost
because I
over
was
though.
gonna
We're about
say.
halfway. This is the halfway point.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
very short. I remembered it
Yeah,
being
mine are.
longer, but
Yeah, I think yours might actually have a sequel, because I think I've heard it. And if you don't have it, I'll talk about it, and I'll see if I can find it.
yes, yes,
And then
yes,
we
yes,
can
yes,
talk
yes,
about it.
please.
Yeah, yeah, we can talk about it on another episode for sure. But I
Okay.
know the actual story, because I don't know this one that you're saying, but I used to listen to creepypastas fucking religiously for like literal years and years. It was all I would listen to. So I actually recognize I recognize the story. Just you're telling it from a different perspective. So
Mm.
go on.
All right. Continuing on. About 15 or 16 years later, I became a journalistic photographer. That show had been in my mind all my life, popping up in my thoughts sporadically. Eventually, I'd had enough and decided to do some research. I finally managed to uncover the location of the studio where much of that channel's programming had been recorded. Upon further research and eventually traveling on site, I found out it was now desolate and had been abandoned after the war ended. I entered the building with my camera. It was burnt out from the inside. Either a fire had broken out or someone had wanted to incinerate all of the wooden furniture. After a few hours of cautiously making my way into the studio and snapping pictures, I found an isolated, out of the way room. After having to break through a few old blocks and managing to get the heavy door open, I remained frozen in the doorway for several long minutes. Traces of blood, feces, and tiny bone fragments lay scattered across the floor. It was a small room and an extremely morbid scene. What truly frightened me, though, What made me turn away and never want to come back was the bolted caged microphone hanging from the ceiling in the middle of the room. And that's the
Yep.
end.
Yep. So I may be confusing these, but I think there's an addition to that where further out in the woods, not far from that recording studio, um there was actually like a trench built, and you can tell that everything in there was burned. Like they
Oof.
burned all the bodies.
Ah, we don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I know what creepypasta you're talking about, and I think you're right. There is a longer version of that out there.
Could have sworn I remembered it, but I just don't know how to find it. I just know that the story itself, I don't find it scary, but the idea of it being possible and the fact that it sounds like it's something that could happen, that's frightening to me.
Right. Absolutely, because that is something that probably has actually happened. So I feel that. Um yeah, mine are based off of true stories, so I feel that.
This one, not so much, but
Right.
it's got a note of who knows?
Yeah, this unfortunately very well could have actually happened. Okay, so this is child based. We're doing ones about children. Do you want to try and guess the one that I'm doing next? Because you know about one of the ones I want to do, but I didn't tell you this one. I don't think.
I
I'll give.
don't know too many creepypastas besides Jeff the Killer, Slender Man, and yeah, I don't know too many creepypastas, and Where Bad Kids Go.
And the ones I've talked about. Okay. I'm going to be talking about the Black Eyed Children.
Yeah, that sounds yeah, fuck them kids.
Yeah. Okay. My internet service provider used to have offices in a shopping center before they moved to their comparatively lush accommodations elsewhere. There was a drop box at the original location. The monthly bill was due, and thus there, but for the grace of the net, I went. It was about 9:30 p.m. when I left. From my relatively isolated apartments, it's about 10 to 15 minutes or so downtown. Abilene has a population of about 110,000. Right next to Camelot Communications' old location is a $1.50 movie theater. At the time, the place was featuring that masterwork of modern film, Mortal Kombat. I drove by the theater on the way into the center proper and pulled into an empty parking space. Using the glow of the marquee to write out my check, I was startled to hear a knock on the driver's side window of my car. I
Fuck
looked
no.
over. Yeah. I looked over and saw two children staring at me from the street. I need to describe them, with the one feature you can guess what it is, that I didn't realize until about halfway through the conversation, cleverly omitted. Both appeared to be in that semi mystical stage of life children get into where you can't exactly tell their age. Both were boys, and my initial impression was that they were somewhere between 10 to 14 years old. Boy number one was the spokesman. Boy number two didn't speak during the entire conversation, at least not in words. Boy number one was slightly taller than his companion, wearing a pullover hooded shirt with a sort of gray checkered pattern and jeans. I couldn't see his shoes. His skin was olive colored and had curly, medium length brown hair. He exuded an air of quiet confidence. Boy number two had pale skin with a trace of freckles. His primary characteristic seemed to be looking around nervously. He was dressed in a similar manner to his companion, but his pullover was a light green color. His hair was sort of pale orange. They didn't appear to be related, at least directly. Oh, great, I thought. They're going to hit me up for money. And then
Damn.
the air changed.
Damn.
Yeah.
These kids are gonna hit me up for money. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's not my first thought.
I've explained this before, but for the benefit of any new lurkers out there, right before I experience something strange, there's a change in perception that comes about which I describe in the above manner. It's basically enough time to know it's too late. So there I was, filling out a check in my car, which was still running, and in a sudden panic over the appearances of two little boys. I was confused, but an overwhelming sense of fear and unearthliness rushed in nonetheless.
Chug, 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 chug,
No, I
chug.
was coughing.
Oh,
I've been fine
I can't
all
see
day.
shit. I can't
I
see shit.
know, but I have been fine all day. I start recording and all of a sudden I'm super phlegmy and can't fucking talk. This is pissing me
You
off.
sure you're not an empath and you're picking up on me not feeling 100?
I don't know. Are you feeling mega phlegmy and gross?
I mean, kind of the phlegmy. I was kind of experiencing that when I was reading, but I kind of know how to push through it. I've had many, many, many years of experience, but
Yeah.
I have heartburn, so it's just like I'm kind of aching in all the wrong ways.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not
I
achy.
used
It's
to.
just it's phlegm in my throat. It sticks to the like the bottom and then the nasal back of the throat. It's I don't know why it does it as soon as I
Yeah,
press record.
for me that's acid.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Might be acid then, but I haven't eaten anything in a while either.
That can also be heartburn. If you don't eat too much, then your stomach is
Oh no,
dissolving.
I ate like an hour and a half ago.
Lies!
No.
You said you didn't eat anything today. You lied to me.
No?
Ah.
I said I haven't eaten in a little while.
Okay.
Not today.
Okay. I guess that's how my brain heard it.
It's okay. Um, the spokesman smiled, and the sight, for some inexplicable reason, chilled my blood. I could feel fight or flight responses kicking in. Something, I knew instinctually, was not right, but I didn't know what it could possibly be. I rolled down the window very, very slightly and asked, "Yes?" The spokesman smiled again, broader this time. His teeth were very, very white. "Hey, mister, what's up? We have a problem," he said. His voice was that of a young man, but his diction quite calm, and something I still couldn't put my finger on made my desire to flee even greater. "You see, my friend and I want to see the films, but we forgot our money," he continued. "We need to go to our house to get it. Want to help us out?"
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you cop a kidnapping charge.
Yeah, or get murdered by black-eyed children.
I'm talking about if this was IRL. Hey, mister, can we catch a ride with you? That's how you catch a charge.
Hey, guess what? This was IRL. This is
That's where
based off
my
a
thought
true
would be going. If
story.
I had a car and some kids like,
Yeah.
can I hitch a ride with you? Nope. You can borrow my
I
phone.
will I will call the police and they can escort you. That's the
You
best
can
I
borrow
will
my
get for
phone.
you.
Borrow my
I
phone.
won't even no, I will call
Mm,
the police and let them escort you. Cuz at
mm-mm.
least then you're safer. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
um okay, journalists are required to talk to lots of people, and that includes children. I've seen and spoken to lots of them. Here's how that usually goes. Mister, can I see that camera? I won't break it or anything, I promise. My dad has a camera and he lets me hold it, I guess, and I took a picture of my dog. It wasn't very good because I got my finger in the way, and I'm actually that's what he wrote. I was just
Oh,
doing it in a childlike thing. I was kind of talking like my niece a little bit. And
yeah.
yeah,
Nike.
yeah, yeah. I got to see her because I don't see her very much anymore because we don't live in the say we don't live 5 minutes or 2 minutes away from each other anymore. Now we live like over a half hour away from each other. So I don't get to see her anymore. And I'm just like, ugh. But I did get to see her when she had her performance at school. And it was so cute because she didn't realize that I was walking behind her. Um,
Oh.
yeah, well, her mom saw me and so, obviously waved me over. And so I went in and I was just walking behind her and she didn't see me. And so I said, Nux. And she still didn't hear me. She didn't see me. So I was like, all right. And so then I called her name and she was like looking around to see who said that. And then I like popped my head to the side behind somebody because somebody had just walked in front of me when I said that. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, you fucker. I'm trying to let my kids see me. So she sees me and she screams and jumps into my arms and I give her the big old bear hug and everything. Oh, it's so nice.
I love that.
Yeah, just my baby. But anyway, add in some feet shuffling and or body swaying and you've got a typical kid talking to a stranger. In short, they're usually apologetic. People generally teach children that when they talk to adults, they're usually bothering them for one reason or another, and they should at least be polite. This kid was in no way fitting the mold. His command of language was incredible, and he showed no signs of fear. He spoke as if my help was a foregone conclusion. When he grinned, it was as if he was trying to say, I know something, and you're not gonna like it. But the only way you're gonna find out what it is will be to do what I say.
Hell
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
Hell no. I
Yeah,
would
agreed.
misinterpret that in my head as a shit-eating grin. No.
Yeah?
No. Fix your
Yeah.
face. Fix your face. You're asking me for something, fix your face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of ick. But anyway, well, was the best reply I could offer. Now, here's where it starts to get strange.
It was
The
already
quiet.
strange.
Apparently
What do
not
you
strange
mean?
enough.
It's
Not
starting to
strange
get
enough.
strange now. Really? This kid is
I'm.
demanding your attention and help with a shit-eating grin, and now it's getting weird?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm reading this directly from his post, so. The quiet companion looked at the spokesman with a mixture of confusion and guilt on his face. He seemed in some ways shocked, not with his friend's brusque manner, but that I didn't just immediately open the door. He eyed me nervously. The spokesperson seemed a bit perturbed, too. I was still registering something wrong with both. Come on, mister, the spokesman said again, smooth as silk. Car salesman could learn something from this kid. Now, we just want to go to our house, and we're just two little boys. That really scared me. Something in the tone and diction and sent off alarm was frantically trying to process what it was perceiving about the two figures that was wrong. Uh, um, was all I could manage. I felt myself digging my fingernails into the steering wheel. What movie are you gonna go see? I asked finally. Mortal Kombat, of course, said. The silent one nodded in affirmation, standing a few paces behind. The face you're making. Yes.
I find it weird that they call themselves two little boys.
Yeah.
Typically, a
That's
child
them.
is like, "I'm a kid!
Or I'm not
I'm
a
big
kid.
enough!"
Yeah.
It's like, we're just two little boys. Like, I don't think I've ever heard, like, kids refer to themselves as little boys
Yeah.
or as little girls or as little anything.
Yeah. Usually they'll just call themselves kid or baby. I'm just a baby. I'm
I'm just a baby!
just a baby. I can't do it right. But anyway.
I'm just a
Oh.
baby. I just a baby. Fucking
Yep.
shit. It's like they refer to themselves as kids or
Yeah, not
preteen
little boys. Yeah.
because that's diminutive.
Yeah. It's just weird. It's very weird the way that they said that, for sure.
I'll
Um,
clock that as weird. That diction.
yeah.
Just two little boys. I call you little boys.
Oh, right. Honestly, I would call them kids. Oh, I said. I stole a quick glance at the marquee and at the clock in my car. Mortal Kombat had been playing for an hour, the last showing of the evening. The Silent One looked increasingly nervous. I think he saw my glances and suspected that I might be detecting something was not above board. Come on, mister, let us in. We can't get in your car until you do, you know. The spokesman said smoothly. Or no, soothingly. The spokesman said soothingly. Just let us in, and we'll be gone before you know it. We'll go to our mother's house. We locked eyes. To my horror, I realized my hand had strayed toward the door lock, which was engaged, and was in the process of opening it. I pulled it away, probably a bit too violently, but it did force me to look away from the children. I turned back. I offered weakly, and then my mind snapped into sharp focus. For the first time, I noticed their eyes. They were coal black. No pupil, no iris, just two staring orbs reflecting the red and white light of the marquee. At that point, I knew my expression betrayed me. The Silent One had a look of horror on his face, in a combination that seemed to indicate A, the impossible had just happened, and B, we've been found out. The spokesman, on the other hand, wore a mask of anger. His eyes glittered brightly in the half light. Come on, mister. We won't hurt you. You just have to let us in. We don't have a gun. That last statement scared the living hell out of me. Because
Sure, me
at that
too.
point, yeah, seriously. Because at that point, by his tone, he was plainly saying, we don't need a gun.
Oof.
Yeah. He noticed my hand shooting down towards the gear shift. The spokesman's final words contained an anger that was complete and whole, and yet contained, in some respects, a tone of panic. We can't come in unless you tell us it's okay! Let us in! I ripped the car into reverse, thank goodness no one was coming up behind me, and tore it out of the parking lot. I noticed the boys in my peripheral vision, and I stole one quick glance back. They were gone. The sidewalk by the theater was deserted. I drove home in a heightened state of panic. Had anyone attempted to stop me, I would have run on through and faced the consequences later. I went to my house, scanning all around, including the sky. What did I see? Maybe nothing more than some kids looking for a ride. And some really funky contacts. Yeah, right.
Sounds like vampires.
Black-eyed children.
Can't enter unless invited.
Yep.
Ooh, I have one. It's not a creepypasta. I couldn't find any that revolved around children, but I do remember something. It's very similar to what you read, and it happened to me specifically, and I didn't care for it. Nothing supernatural or anything, but it was I don't like this.
Okay.
Go away now. So I was at home and everybody else was at work and I was just sitting in the living room and like I hear little tapping on the door, the front door, the doorbell rings and I look and there's two little kids and I'm thinking, "Oh shit." Probably like some parents have their kids walking around getting sympathy points. It's like, "Oh, have you heard about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?" Da, 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 da. It's like send out the kids. Don't no.
Right.
Gonna have to figure out a way to shoo these kids away. I open the door, and before I could say anything, they start singing Bible verses at me.
Ugh. That's more
Like,
terrifying than a black-eyed child.
yeah, it's just like unprompted, and like I'm as one of them is singing at me, not to me, at me. I'm looking at both of the kids, and like one of them's hiding behind like a little structure, like not out of sight, but just like not wanting to be too visible either. And
Right.
like I'm just taking stock of everything, and just like, okay, if we have a camera pointed at the fucking front door, so either this is gonna be a really funny story to tell to my wife and roommate, or there is video evidence of what fucking fucked up shit happens to me.
Oh no.
And so like when she's done, I kind of look at them and I kind of look
Mhm.
around. It's like, um, where are your parents? Oh, they're at work. Huh, you don't say. Um,
Why are you running around without parents?
why? Um, why are you walking around without parents? Why aren't you at home? Oh, like I like to like walk around and like sing to people. It helps me to practice. Like, okay, cool. Why
Who's
don't you
supposed
have
to be
shoes?
watching you right now? Ah! Oh, get the baby shoes!
Why don't you have shoes? You can't walk around without shoes, Mija. You can get warts like that. And don't go to strangers' houses like this. You can get kidnapped. I need you to leave.
Yeah, I need you to go back home and
Go
stay
go.
home
Yeah.
and lock all the doors and windows.
If you do this again, make sure you're with an adult. This isn't safe for you. Go home and put on some shoes every time you leave. All right. Goodbye. That shit was creepy.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about children, but children are creepy sometimes.
It's like she had like long black hair and like a little white dress, no shoes. The other one I think had like rain
So she
boots
just
on.
straight up was Samara?
Yes, it's just like
God.
no, for the
No.
love of God, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot.
It was a funny story. I showed it to for I told Trey to like look it up. It's just like she had a nice little laugh. And she's like, "Yeah, that does sound creepy," because like it has audio recording too. And it's like, I open the door, and all of a sudden you just hear this little girl who's like singing. It's like that's some creepy shit. And then me asking, "Why don't you have shoes?" Oh hell no! Oh hell no! No shoes, singing.
No shoes, no service, goodbye.
No shoes, no parents. Go home.
Yeah, seriously.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, not okay.
yeah, towards the end of it, when I kind of realized, okay, there's nothing creepy about this. Um, I was really worried. Just like, hey, if I see you guys out again, don't. I was halfway to calling somebody, but it's like that would be kind of fucked up that these kids are fucking around and then their parents catch a CPS charge.
It sounded like these kids were left home alone, so they should
They
catch a
were,
CPS charge. Yeah.
which fair and fine, but it could be that like there's an extenuating circumstance that I don't know. Like maybe they do have a babysitter, but the babysitter thought that they were taking a nap in the room and they busted out their screen windows and snuck out,
Right,
and that's
well,
not really anybody's fault.
when
Is this
you
something?
do call CPS, they do an investigation before they do an actual charge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at that point, I would investigate because that could, not saying it is, but that could be very neglectful on the parents' parts, especially when they're running around without their parents' knowledge,
That was my first
without
time
shoes
seeing
on.
them. And from what I can
Yeah.
understand, they live in the same apartment complex. So this was one of those things of like, okay, my first time seeing you, this is happenstance. I see you guys a second time, I'm calling somebody because that
Yeah.
means you guys are too comfortable.
Yeah.
And that means that
Y'all
this
should not
is
be
a
out doing this.
pattern. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Should definitely not be out doing that.
Yeah, no. Because, like, yeah, that's dangerous. Like, the parents don't know, and they're going to random strangers' houses, and anything happens
That's
to them, their
exactly how
parents
you
not
get
gonna know.
kidnapped. Exactly, until they get home from work, which you never know when that's going to be.
And it might be too late.
Exactly. Well, it will be too late.
Depends on when they come home.
I mean, the kids were already out of the house. It was too late.
No, yeah, I mean, like, one other parent might be working part-time, and, like, maybe they're just, like, out for errands or whatnot. I don't know. Just if I see him again, call. I'm giving a call. Hey, these kids are too comfortable walking around without parents.
Yeah. 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 But,
I hope I don't get in trouble for that, but you know what? I'd rather
well, it's
the kids
anonymous.
be safe
It's
than not.
anonymous, dude. You wouldn't get in trouble for that. Nobody would know.
You would think.
Well, either way. Um, alrighty. Well, thank you for coming to the Spoop Show.
The spooktacular.
All right. You want to find us on Facebook? We are SOTM Podcast page. Instagram, SOTM Podcast 1. Our email is sisters of the macabre podcast at gmail.com. Our YouTube is Sisters of the Macabre Podcast. Okay, thanks. We love you. Bye.
Bye!